All right, hey guys, Mr. West here. Next thing we're going to be modeling is the linkage arm. So I'm going to start a new sketch. I'm going to start it on my ZY axis, just kind of, it seems like that's the most natural place to put it. I'm just going to kind of pop it down here. So if we look at it, it's basically a rectangle with two circles on the end. So I'm just going to make a rectangle, boop, boop, and we're going to go in and dimension it. The width is going to be 3.5 inches. And the height is going to be 0.25. Okay, there we are. And then the next thing we need to do is add the circles on the end. I'm just going to create a circle, pop it right there. So I had that, if you saw there too, I saw this little triangle. That means it's constrained to the midpoint of this line. So if I can't go up or down, right, this is going to set it right in the middle of this line. So I'm just going to click, and I'm going to make this circle. So it says the radius is 0.1875, so 0.1875 times 2. Right, again, we're given the radius, Fusion wants the diameter. I'll do the same thing on the other side. And I'm actually going to show you a fun little trick. So I'm going to pull this dimension up, and it gives me this number D132 is the dimension value. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to use the same thing over here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to type D132. Now this may vary depending on what your actual number is over here, because it depends on how many dimensions you've put in, how many dimensions you've deleted. So pay attention to what that number is, but it says it's D132. So if I go in and change this, right, so 0.1875 times 2, if I want this to be 0.1875 times 3, it's going to change both of those. So because I want this to be an even part, I'm going to do it that way just to make sure that the parts are going to be consistent. But I don't want to change it. I want it to be the 0.375. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And you also see it shows up as fx, means it's a function. It's tied to something else. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to delete, 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 and delete, 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 delete. Ta-da. It got angry at me, so I'm actually going to leave those. So I'm just going to undo, 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 and we're going to leave those there. So I'm just going to finish sketch. Then I'm going to go through and extrude this, and I need to make sure I select all of them in the sketch just to make this happier. And my distance is going to be 0.125. Next thing I need to do is add those through holes. So I'm going to go click hole, and I'm going to create one over here. I want my reference to be this circle. Is it going to let me do that? No, it is not. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out of here. I'm going to start a new sketch on this face, and I'm going to create a point. This point is going to go right here in the middle. And actually, as you notice, I'm going to do a concentric constraint, but it's not going to matter because it's already in the middle. It docks right to the middle, so that's not something I have to worry about. And I'm going to finish sketch. I'm actually going to go back into that sketch and add one on the other side, just to make my life a little bit easier. Add a point right there in the center. And you see how it kind of docked to the center automatically. Fusion's kind of smart like that. And then I'm going to go through and make these holes. So I'm going to use my hole command. I'm going to use placement from sketch, and I'm going to click on these points. And now I can see the diameter of this hole is 0.128. And it's going to be a through hole, so I'm just going to hit all, and I'm going to hit OK. Now we have those two holes. That is our linkage arm. So before I go too much further, I'm going to do a new component from this body, because I forgot to name it and make it a new component when I started. And I'm going to rename it linkage arm. Okay, so that is the linkage arm modeled. Next one's going to be the linkage peg. So I will see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to hit save. Don't forget to hit save. Don't forget to hit save. I'll see you in the next one.